Hello again from Chaotic Chimera Creations. This is Wolf Seisenbacher, owner and scripter. Last video I showed you is how to set up the Vore system. Now we're going to get into how to use the Vore system. Using the Vore system is very simple. You have to open up the menu, and you have Carrier, Main Belly, Updater. If you have an updater, it just tells you what the current version is. When you update, different things will show up there, but it tells you what your current version is. So if you see that version 4 is out, but you want to make sure if you have 4 or not, go into the updater. It'll tell you your current version is 003A. Maybe you should update. Updates are run on a system, a cycling system. So when the update comes out, you might not receive it exactly that moment. The updaters slowly updates out to all the people. This is to prevent server overloading when there's a lot of people using it. The server won't overload with a bunch of update requests. So it'll just, over the week, it'll slowly output more and more updates. So if the update's been out for longer in a week and you still don't have it, I would recommend doing a manual update. I will get into how to manually update once the update system is more fleshed out. Currently, V003A is only automatic update. Manual update would just be getting the system again. Automatic updates will hopefully have a manual update system later on down the line. Hitting back will bring you back to the main system. Carrier is the one we're going to focus on right now. Carrier system has list inactive, configuration, and list active. List inactive is any carrier that is currently deactivated. Deactivation happens when a prey logs out, you log out, or UTP, or prey suddenly teleports away when not RLV restricted. List active is all currently res carriers. They don't, not really to any like module that they're associated with, they just list every single carrier that is resed. For now, we're going to get into configuration. Configuration, Digestion Conf really doesn't work right now. But when it does work, you'll have synced or first. So when this is actually properly working, which it's not right now, but when it's properly working, synced will mean that all prey within the same module during digestion will all digest at an equal rate divided across them. So they all slowly digest. First means the first one who was swallowed gets digested, and then sequentially down the line, once that one's done, the next person gets digested, the next person gets digested, stuff like that. That's not working right now. Later on it will work. Follow speed doesn't work because I'm going to be working on a new system. When you click on follow speed, it says follow speed configuration is disabled in this version. Follow speed currently runs dynamic. It will run a static and dynamic when follow speed configuration is there. Working on the logistics behind that, it's not really top priority. Now, the real thing in carrier configuration is the RLV. Currently, it starts with RLV disabled. To enable it, you just click enable, and you come up with all this fun shit. You have speak, hear, progressive, blur, location, names, force it, unsit, blind. Then you have all this. Then you have update, disable, and back. So this little note up here tells you that if there's a check in a box, it means it's restricted. If it's just a box, it's unrestricted. So currently, the default settings is force it is enabled and unsit is enabled. So they can't get up, and you force them to sit down. Speak, hear, progressive, stuff like that. So if I did this, speak is now restricted. Now it's unrestricted. Update will update to all resed carriers. This doesn't automatically go to every resed carrier because these are the default settings. Update goes to every single resed carrier. In V004, there will be a better way of handling this. And there to bark the dogs again. There will be a better way of handling this. But for now, update is how you update them after you've resed one. Progressive, if you click on progressive, comes to this new menu. If you enable progressive, you can go into custom rules, or progressive blind. Progressive blind is a default, and we're just going to leave it here. Progressive blind enabled. Return. If progressive is enabled, do not start up any of the other ones. So progressive blind controls blind and blur. Leave these disabled. They have similar submenus, and you can still enable them while progressive is on. I will work on that in the future, but if you control them through progressive ROV, do not enable them in this menu. Now, it's just a little confusing. It's confusing to try to explain it, but you know, this is still early alpha. So we're going to have force-sit, unsit, and progressive as our ROV we're going to run during this test. Back, 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 brings it back here. Main belly is the main module for main stomach. You have res carrier, set size, edit sizes. Edit sizes is just like the boot up, operates exactly the same. So if you need to add or remove or tweak sizes, this is how you do it. Set size. You have these buttons here, plus 100%, plus 25, plus 50, plus 75. Go away, volume. There we go. So 100, 25, 50, 75. So if you go plus 100%, it goes to index 1. Because I don't have anything more, I cannot use any more plus 100%. I can minus 100%, which goes down. Go up to index 1, which I can't use any more pluses. I need to actually work on that. It's a small glitch. Minus 25%. See, it lowers by 25, 25, 25, and now it's back to empty. Done. And then we have res carrier and these two blocked out ones. So during the test, let's go and to desktop. And let's get into how to actually capture a prey. So you open this up, go to main belly, because we want to res a carrier for the main stomach, which is the only available plugin right now that can res carriers. Other than the tail, we're not going to have any tutorials on the tail until it's 100% done. It's just something you can play with. So let's go to res carrier. It reses up, and this is a glitch. I am sorry, but that's a glitch. That's just me, and it doesn't give you the name. Then we have Chaotic Chimera Creations, well, Chaotic Chimera Coleslaw, which is my alt, and some other person in the sim. Don't worry, we'll work on that later. Bree004 won't show everyone in the sim. So we want to use ROV force-sit on Mr. Chaotic Chimera there. And there we go. It worked. It's in. He's in the very crappy looking carrier, which is being updated in V004. Again, I apologize for the temporary asset there. So now we've got big belly. When you go to main belly, now you have transfer and digest. Transfer works when you have other modules that it kept transferred. And that's a glitch too. I haven't really worked on that yet, but that's something I need to work on. It's supposed to give here his name, not his key. But I digress on all of these glitches. When you look at the code, there's a lot of places a glitch can happen. But we don't have anything to transfer him with, so oh well. We're going to focus on the next part, digest. We have set, resume, and a couple disabled things because we can't use those yet. So we use set, and you have all of these. These are presets. You have short digestion, medium digestion, long digestion, and epic digestion. These are the presets. So if you hit short, it sets digestion to 10 minutes. If you hit medium, it sets it for 3 hours. Set it to long, 1 day, 12 hours. Or if you go to epic, it's 5 days, 5 hours, and 10 minutes. I got an IM. Those are the short, medium, long, epic. Those are the presets. Going to custom, and this is the custom digestion setting. Here you have a way to digest in any time, shape, or form you want. So we have digestion for main belly, which currently using. Set digestion time. Please enter the time to digest. Syntax equals number type. So a new line identifies different types. So if you want to run, say, 5 seconds, enter, 5 seconds, 4 minutes, 5 weeks, and then you hit submit. Now we have digestion time that lasts for 5 weeks, 4 minutes, and 5 seconds. This is in real time, so you can digest all of this time if you want to. We're not going to digest that long. Let's just run over to 5 minutes. Submit. See, we have 5 minutes digestion time, which still a little long for tutorial video, so we're going to go and shorten that to 1 minute. Hit 1 minute digestion. You can hit clear. Clears everything set. 1 minute. Submit. You have 1 minute and 0 seconds. Hit start. And you see it's starting to work. Now remember we had progressive blind on, if this is going to operate properly. You see things are getting slowly more and more blurry and more dark the longer it lasts. This is what progressive blind does. This is part of the progressive RLV. You can change this to set up exactly any way you want. This is a preview of how progressive blind works on the Prey side of things. As you see, it's starting to get really dark and really blurry as things are getting closer to the end. Oh, and here comes the darkness. Because I have advanced lighting on, all the light sources are still there, so let's go and show you what it looks like without the advanced lighting. So advanced lighting module off, it looks like this. Currently, I'm going to work on a better way to shift that. The shifting for the blind is a little off, but we'll get to working on that in V004. And now things are all done. You can't see anything pretty much at all. You see here, it's all done. So you hit here, you can hit carrier, list active, active carriers, back, refresh, and chaotic chimera. It brings up this, and you can hit release. And it releases our little alt there, chaotic chimera. Now let's go back to main belly, res carrier, and we're going to hit Mr. Chimera, blang. Now, another thing is deactivating carriers. So we're going to hit carrier, list active, chaotic chimera. It's going to come up with this, release, deactivate, prey info, config, etc., etc. A lot of these buttons don't work right now because I'm working on them for V004. So we're going to go into prey info, and in nearby chat, it'll say the prey name, and I'll tell you the current health. V004 will allow the prey to also check his own health. I've heard you guys that you kind of want that, so there you go. It's going to be in V004. Let's get into deactivating carriers. We're going to hit deactivate. As you see, the belly's still here, and Mr. Chaotic Chimera is released and can walk around normally. And now, let's go to carrier, list inactive. You have these two. You have remove and re-res. Remove shows clear OOR or Chaotic Chimera. And because I'm not wanting to remove it yet, I'm not going to use this. We're going to go back and hit re-res. Re-res lists the same thing. So I want to re-res Chaotic Chimera. It'll re-res, it'll automatically sit him down. Bam. Re-resed, he's back in his current spot. To get the carrier submenu without going through all those menus, you just go down here and click on that, and it brings up his carrier menu. We're going to deactivate him again. Now we're going to go to main belly, digest, set, custom, set it for 1 minute, and start. He's going to start digesting here. Let it go down for a little bit. Now you see Chaotic Chimera is still there. He's not being controlled in any way, shape, or form here. back to main belly, digest, and we're going to stop. Oh, I stopped it roughly halfway through. Like the carrier, list inactive, re-res, chaotic. Pop, and he is sat down. As you see, he is controlled to the RLV settings set in progressive RLV. So when you're digesting, the prey doesn't actually need to be in there over the course of the time. So as he is digesting, you might not be online, and he'll continue to digest the same way. All the progressive stuff will still work. Everything about the prey is currently stored within the stomach, all the RLV settings of that current carrier, etc., etc. And we'll go back over here. Actually, we'll show you another thing. So let's say Mr. Chaotic Chimera quits. When he quits, the carrier, as you see here, will detect that he quits, and it should automatically unres itself, and it doesn't seem like it's working for some reason. Nope, it's... yeah, something a little glitched out here. Oh yeah, it doesn't seem like it worked. But, the point of alpha, it did work in testing. This testing didn't want to work. But, you know, fuck. Anyway, it's more and more glitches I need to figure out and find. But the carrier should automatically derez. If not, you can hit disable just like that. And now we're going to go to list inactive and re-res, and you'll see out of range. That means the prey is currently not around. That's what the clear OOR does. It'll remove all out of range. So Mr. Chaotic Chimera isn't around, and you don't feel like keeping this belly anymore, and the easiest way to get rid of the belly and rid of him inside of it is to clear OOR. There we go. Out of range is cleared, the belly automatically shrinks. Chaotic Chimera is no longer within the system as a prey item. You can go ahead and go do your own little Vore thing. That there was a very long video on how to use this system. I apologize for its length. There are more things to do afterwards that I'm going to have to get into, how to do like the progressive RLV, but there you go. There's your basic usage of some of the features. There are going to be way more features later. Again, I apologize for the size of this video. Hopefully you guys know how to use this just a little bit better. This is way more advanced than any of the other systems out there. So do expect some of the more advanced things to take a little bit longer to get used to, and have a few glitches during the alpha, as you have seen. I will see you guys in the next tutorial of how to texture.